Hey everybody, long time no see. I missed you guys. I haven't posted in so long and I've been missing it for sure, but I just didn't know what to post. And I just figured, you know what? I'm gonna stop overthinking it. I'm just gonna post what I'm into right now, which is all things fall, as I'm sure I'm guessing you also are interested in right now since we're in the middle of fall, even though, as you might be able to tell, at where I live, it's not very fall-y at all right now. It's 75 degrees outside and I get overheated very easily, as I am currently over 40. I'm 41 and feeling it. But that does not matter because we're gonna read into oblivion. I'm going to Target to see what kind of fall books we can find. Now, I'm very picky with my books in general. I don't like anything too dark, even though I do like a suspense. I do like a crime mystery, but I don't want anything shocking for shocking's sake. And I also don't like anything too spicy. Like, I understand that some books might have like elements of it, but when it's about the spice, that's a no-no for me. So I'm a tough customer. I do not know if I'm gonna find anything to my liking. I'm even picky with the material of the book. If the pages are too recycled, it can make me sneeze. And you think I just stick with, electronic reading or audiobooks, but I do like to feel the book as well. So, and I love how nowadays they're doing fall book art, like even on the rims of the pages. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I'll see what I can find and I'll share later. Welcome to my home where I have this big fireplace, and I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about the books that I found at Target. I found some really good ones, so I bought 3, but one of them I don't think I can get into right now. I will explain better. So these are the ones I found. I found Wrong Place, Wrong Time, great title, by Gillian McAllister. That's what it looks like. I found Alchemy of Secrets, this beautiful bright pink book by Stephanie Garber. And I found Falling Like Leaves, which, don't you love this, by, what's her name, Misty Wilson. Sorry, my dogs are here making noises. I'm a multi-book reader in recovery. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to, oh my goodness. I have a Maltese and a Morkie, Maltese with Yorkie, and they love to wrestle sometimes. So if you hear little steps and little growls, everything's okay. They're just playing, so you know. As I was saying, I'm a multi-book reader in recovery. Not that there's anything wrong if you can handle reading 5 books at a time and finishing them all, good for you. But what that would do to me, I would just end up not really getting into any of the books, and I had just dozens of unfinished books. I wonder why was that, and I realized, maybe I should stick with a book until the end before I go and start another one. Maybe that's better for my brain, the way my brain works. So it's been working really well. Now I'm finishing books, yay! But out of my love for you, I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to get into, at least start each of these books so I can tell you my first impressions, even though I chose one of them, and I will tell you which one it is to finish before I dive into the other ones. But one of them, I don't think I'm ready for, at least not in this stage of my life. I'll get to it. Special participation of Charlie, my Maltese. Hi, say hi, Charlie. Hi. Anyway, the first book that I was the most curious about was this one, Alchemy of Secrets. It might have been the pink that got me. And I was just curious because it seemed to be like a really satisfying fantasy. And I always Google spice level of, just because I don't want anything too racy. And this one seemed to be clean. It was like, great. I mean, a clean fantasy. What a rarity nowadays, right? By the way, no offense if you like a spicy book, just not my thing. And it's apparently everything needs to be spicy now. It's kind of reminds me of Netflix shows that have, in my opinion, completely unnecessary graphic scenes. Just it seemed like they just wanted so the show can be taken more seriously. Like if it's R, then it will be considered for awards. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know anything. But yeah, it just bums me out. It's like, well, shouldn't the story be enough? But anyway, to each their own. This is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about these books. So I could read you what this book is about, but I don't want it to be boring. But basically, this girl just finished college. I think she's gonna start her master's, and she had a college professor that had like an unlisted class where she talked about folklore, myths that she said were true around town. Okay, maybe I should just read it because I don't know if I'm gonna explain it better than this. Okay, so Folklore 517, that's the name of the class. Local legends and urban myths taught by a woman called the professor. Most students believe the professor's stories are just fiction, but Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense. Except that the Watchman tells her that she will die at midnight tomorrow, unless she finds an ancient object called the alchemical heart. With the clock ticking, Holland is pulled deeper into this magical world in the heart of Los Angeles, I love LA, and into the path of a magnetic stranger. Everything about him feels like a bad idea, but he promises Holland that her sister sent him to protect her. As they chase clues and stories that take him closer to the alchemical heart. Am I saying it right, guys? English is my second language, so sorry. Holland realizes that in this intoxicating new world, that everyone in this intoxicating new world is lying to her, even the stranger. And if she can't figure out who to trust, not even the alchemical heart will save her. I hope that was okay. First, I want to say that as far as fantasy goes, I don't know if I'm that qualified to judge a fantasy book because that's usually not what I go for because I'm usually overwhelmed with too many fantastical details. And I did feel a little bit overwhelmed with that. However, it did suck me in. Like you see that I was only going to read the first couple pages and I read more than that. I was also happy to find out when I Googled the author, Stephanie Garber, I found out that she's a fellow Christian. Yay, we need more Christians writing fantasy. Am I right or am I right? Speaking of which, I actually know one of them personally, Kaylee Ganshert. Oh, my other dog just shook the tripod. And she writes YA fantasy that looks really good. I haven't checked out her books yet, but you should check her out. Katie Ganshert, I'll link her name somewhere. Okay, so reasons why I think this book sucked me in. Well, the pink helps, but also I think I enjoy shorter chapters. So it has shorter chapters, fast-paced story that doesn't waste your time, but at the same time is very rich in description. I mean, it is a very magical world, and she's fun. The main character is very likable, and it makes you really curious. Now, something really personal to me, and the reason why I usually don't gravitate towards fantasy is that fantasy tends to have a lot of non-natural elements, and I have a hard time keeping track of them. Am I right? I like books that have more like a psychological analysis. I used to be a therapist once upon a time, so that's probably why. But if you like fantasy, if you like romantasy, and if you like suspense, that's a genre that I very much like. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Highly recommend. Speaking of suspense, let's talk about the book that I'm not ready for yet. I don't know. It's just, I couldn't follow it for, I think, again, personal reasons. But it's called Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I follow her on Instagram and I love her. I love her personality. I think she's awesome. And I love the feel of the book. I love it that the letters, the font is big. Thank you. I'm going to talk about smaller font later in this video because that's a big no-no for me. Like that's a sure way for me to put a book down, even if I really like the story. Like there are a couple books that I have that I'm going to talk about that have such tiny font that even though I love the author, one of my favorite authors, that I might just go back to Kindle. I love this. I love this so much. But anyway, let's talk about the story. This is definitely suspense and a dark one from what I can tell. Let me read the description because it's always better than what I can tell you. Can you stop a murder after it's already happened? Late October, after midnight. You're waiting out for your 18-year-old son. It's past curfew. He's past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges, and you realize he isn't alone. He's walking toward a man, and he's armed. You can't believe it when you see him do it. Your funny, happy teenage son, he kills a stranger right there on the street outside your house. You don't know who, you don't know why. You only know your son is now in custody, his future shattered. That night, you fall asleep in despair, all is lost, until you wake, and it is yesterday. And then you wake again, and it is the day before yesterday. Every morning you wake up a day earlier, another day before the murder, with another chance to stop it. Somewhere in the past lies the answer, the trigger for this crime, and you don't have a choice but to find it. How good is that? I mean, so then I started reading it, and then all of my new mom of teenagers sensibilities went, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too triggering for me right now. I have 3 kids. So I have an almost 16-year-old, should be 16 in a few days. I have an almost 14-year-old, he'll be 14 in January, and I have a 12-year-old. And I know they're not 18 yet, but still I'm already worried about, when they become 18, like what college are they gonna go to? Like my wheels are already turning. And I've read books before about, parents having a missing child or something happened to their child. I was able to read it, and it was triggering, but only to the point that I could really sympathize with the characters. Like I was fine reading it. But this one, maybe because it went a little darker than I could handle, like maybe it was a little too real. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this down. So I don't know. I think it's my own anxiety to fault why I just couldn't. Right now it's a DNF. Pick this book up if you don't have teenagers at home, or if you have if you're made of a stronger material than I am. I had to leave for a second to look at the time because today is early release day for the kids, because of course it is. Anytime you have anything planned to do at home extra, like this video, it's gonna be early release day. And then there was a poop for me to clean from the dogs. I knew I was smelling something. But anyway, this is my favorite of the 3 books that I got from Target. And it's my favorite because I took the care to remove the little 20% off sticker just so I can enjoy the cover. And I love this. But here's the thing, I did not expect to love it that much. I mean, I love the look of it. I already knew that. But it is YA, and I don't tend to read YA. I like to identify with the age range of the main characters, which is silly, but I didn't know that I was gonna enjoy a YA book this much. It's so beautifully written. It feels like a Gilmore Girls episode. Like it's sweet and romantic. I mean, I'm only in the beginning. It's not overly sweet and not overly cutesy. Like it's just at the right amounts. Like it makes me think of a pumpkin spice latte that was just the right amount of sweetness. If you want to stay on topic, so good. The typical trope of city girl goes to small town. I can read it for y'all. So Elise has a lot of expectations for her senior year, but moving from Manhattan to Bramble Falls, Connecticut is not one of them. Yet in the wake of her parents' separation, that's exactly where she and her mother are headed. Bramble Falls might be charming, but it's also full of distractions. Oh, it is charming. The way she describes how fallish the city is, on point. Then there's, full of distractions, like local barista Cooper Barnett. Of course, there's a cute barista. Ellis, one-time best friend and first kiss, who has not only majorly glowed up, but wants nothing to do with Ellis. Then there's the Falling Leaves Festival. There's always a festival. I love it. A month-long tourist attraction run by Ella's aunt, celebrating everything autumn. The festival seems nice and all, but Ellis doesn't have time to be roped into her aunt's enthusiastic planning. Dragged to each event, she can't stop bumping into Cooper. Of course she would. The one person she's hoping to avoid. But the longer she stays in Bramble Falls, the harder it is to pretend she's not falling for this town and the people in it. Nobody saw that coming. As her return to Manhattan gets pushed further and further out, Alice is forced to confront exactly what she wants for her future and what that means for her present. It's very well executed. That's what I have to say about it. If you can, the people who don't like this type of trope could be rolling their eyes and like, oh, that sounds like every Hallmark movie ever. Yeah, but when a Hallmark movie is expertly done, it's like, it feels like a nice familiar, yes, but a nice warm cup of pumpkin spice latte. So this is what this feels like. This is the perfect read for this time of year. And I don't read YA, but this I will read happily. This is like a Gilmore Girl episode, a Gilmore Girl fall episode into a book. Does Gilmore Girl happen only in the fall? Speaking of, it feels like it was always in the fall. I love their award ceremony. She and Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel, they talked about how Gilmore Girls took fall hostage. I love that. Okay, yeah, we only remember Gilmore Girls in the fall. But anyway, pick this one up. Highly recommend it, and it's clean. It's clean. I googled it, and it's a nice, safe YA romance for your teens or for yourself. Before I say goodbye, because I got to rush to go get my kids from school, gotta maybe grab something to eat before I do that. But I wanted to explain what I mean by what I said earlier of tiny fonts. I mean, I cannot. I'm Thomas freaking Nelson. Why would you do this tiny little font on a hardcover? I ordered this a hardcover, hoping that I always think the hardcover will, I don't know if it makes sense, but in my head it made sense that it would be an easier read for me, that it might be bigger font. I know there's no logic for it, but it was not. And the same thing happened with the Second Story Bookshop. Super tiny. I will check out these books on Kindle because their stories look really good. This is Before We Were Us by Denise Hunter. What's the story? So it's someone that lost their memory, and the guy that she had a romance with helps her remember, helps her fall back in love with him, which sounds lovely. Very fallish setting. Denise Hunter romances are top notch. This one is her newest release, The Second Story Bookshop. Doesn't everybody love a story about a bookshop? All the bookish people love it. I don't know much about the story. I think somebody in here, it's a bookshop. And I think there's like an old flame that resurfaces in the process. Love the cover, love the knees, do not love the font. I don't understand. And it's like, look at the margin. Like, you do not need a font this tiny. Maybe I'm just old. I mean, my glasses have 3 focals. Thank goodness that nowadays there aren't those, harsh lines that there used to be way back in the day when they made multifocal glasses. But that's what I have, and I just can't. These are gonna be Kindles for me, even though I love a good physical book and I would love to enjoy it in my hands. But that's not gonna happen because of my limitations. That's what I got today, guys. Let me know in the comments what kind of books you would like me to talk about, you would like me to check out, or any other things you would like to make for me to make a video about. I'm curious. I haven't been in this channel for such a long time, so I don't know. You tell me, what would you like to see? And thank you so much for hanging out with me. This has been so much fun, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the notifications button so you can see when I post another one, and I'll click the like button too if you liked it. And I will see you again on the next video. Bye bye. Happy fall.